Hello. Welcome on into another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
Not Matt.
On this episode, we're talking about the single Malt of Magnificence put out by Crowded Barrel. Don't you forget to hit that like and subscribe button and click that notification bell. Matt, why don't you tell me a little bit more about this tiny little bottle you have in front of you?
Oh, it's so cute. Look at this. Look at this cute little bottle of 50 milliliters. This is the only size it comes in.
It's a wee little bottle.
Single. Well, it is a sexy, cool bottle. We know my affinity for cool little bottles. It is cool. Could Emma get any more crap on here? I'm thinking not, since there's stickers everywhere. But good job on the sticker part and the cool little wee bottle. So this is our first time we're actually doing a review of a Crowded Barrel one. Hang on.
You missed it, Matt. There's still another sticker.
You're right.
On the bottom. You can't miss the bottom sticker. There's not the only place. No. Even the top has a sticker.
There's a sixth one.
Batch one. There's literally not a spot on this bottle that does not have a sticker on it.
That's crazy. All right, so this is the first bottle with 6 stickers on it. So cool. Alrighty then. So like I said, this is our first one that they've ever made. So in fact, we've never talked much about the Crowded Barrel because it's always been sourced. We do have all 12 of them between the two of us. We will eventually get Daniel on to talk about all 12 of them with Emma. It'll be a great time. But for right now, we're going to talk about their product that they made. I don't know if you don't know what the Crowded Barrel is, but just in case you don't know, it's the world's first crowdsourced whiskey distiller started by Daniel Whittington and Rex Williams back in 2018. So these crazy, magnificent bashers, as they call themselves, are the tribe, and they make all the decisions for this distillery because they don't know snobbery, no craziness. It's just whatever the fuck the crazy magnificent bashers want to do. So like I said, they used to source an MGP. We have all 12 of those MGP sourced ones that sometime we'll put them together for you guys. They have a really cool place called the Fang Feather to hang out at, and that's the cocktail room with only serve cask strength whiskeys, which I call it a great place to hang out. If you don't like it, too fucking bad, or dilute it yourself, you crazy bastards. All right, they was distilled by Deb and it's blended by Emma. We're both amazing people. This one is 54% peated malt whiskey, aged in 5-gallon new American oak, which is a blend of 8-month-old and 1 month and 1 year old. It's also the first certified Texas whiskey made by them because everything airs in Texas. Yay! There was 11 barrels that went together and with an entry of 110, and 50% of the malt is peated. So you know how much we like peat. We knew Sarah wouldn't like this, so we had to do this without her. So we thought this would be fun. Let's see what we think of the very first actual product made at the Crowded Barrel.
Bum, bum, bum.
God, so much butterscotch on this. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Salt, clove, fresh baked apple pie.
Sugary butterscotch.
It's very sugary. Lemon lime. Cream. Plum. The peat is really, really back there. It's like a little wood.
I can get behind like a lime zest. Like it's very, very high pitched.
Yeah, it's like an incense burning wood more than a peat to me.
Ooh.
I'd even call this rum-like from the oiliness that was almost like a Foursquare from the way I'm smelling it. It's just very oily, sugary, sweet, almost like a molasses. Yeah. Which is interesting. This is a malt.
I don't disagree with that, Matt. I didn't pick that up the first time that I went at this, but I agree. It's very, very shiny rum almost.
It really is. And the malt's there like on maybe like the 15th thing you notice.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a little slightly bready on there with some raisins.
I don't know. It has a little bit of that, like, you remember that Irish poutine?
I do like poutine.
That unaged malt.
Which would make sense.
I can kind of get a little bit of that really, really bright, that really shiny, freshly done malt.
Yeah, absolutely. With it being that, in between 8 months and a year, that would make sense. I mean, poutine's not aged, but it's really young. It is Texas, so it does help that it's, you have that intense heat.
I mean, look at the color of that. You said 8 months to a year.
Yeah, really, that's called Texas in 5-gallon barrels. I mean, that's what does that.
So we're looking 5 gallons. These are the tiny barrels that they did.
Yeah, these are the tiny barrels, which would make sense if you're trying to put your first product out to get it out to market as fast as possible. This would be the way to do it. And it smells good, so I appreciate that. All right, now the real question is, does it taste good? Let's find out. It's good. The nose, I'd say, a little bit better. It's not as rich. There is butterscotch, some plum, salt, clove. Definitely the oak tannins show up from that 5 gallon. It's pretty dry. Orange.
Yeah. It's not as sweet as I was expecting it to be. It's very, very tannic.
Yeah, it's that sweetness that you're expecting from that nose really it's good, but not. That's really drying now. This is just that finish goes on.
Yeah.
And that's just Texas for you.
Man, it's young. I have a feeling that's going to turn into something pretty dang magnificent.
Yeah, bigger barrels will definitely do that, I think.
But man, that's young. That needs a little more time.
I like the initial oiliness on it gets to your palate, but then it does dry out and get pretty oaky.
Yeah.
And I think for the first go around for, basically this best you could call this is 8 months from a technicality standpoint. Pretty good for 8 months. I mean, most things you've had this young, not good at all. This is good for the age. I think really good things are coming out of it. I think this is a good blend. But I think the 5 gallon barrels, unfortunately, that oak tannins really take to it because of the Texas heat.
So the second sip, I took a much smaller sip.
Oh,
I took just like a coffee sip, like one just like that first sip, and that went across the palate much smoother, much easier, and it didn't have all that aggressive oak tannin.
Okay, so now in the second sip, I got cookie dough with sprinkles.
Interesting.
Like that is a really unique thing. Again, that changed a lot from the first sip.
I can find cookie dough in the nose now.
Go back to the nose. Yeah. Oh my
There's
god.
that sugar cookie vibe, like that fresh, like fresh from the freezer. You bought like that tube of cookie dough.
I do like that.
Manufactured.
But yeah, it's so the oaks are the second step. I'd say the oak tannins are starting to dissipate now, which is a good thing. Not as oaky as I say like Garrison or anything like that, but it is oakier and it is very dry, like a Merlot drying, maybe even drier than a Merlot. But no, I like it for what it is. I mean, it's $15. I know it's a lot for a 50 milliliter, but you're also starting to distillery. It's your first product. Totally get it. It's cool, and it's good. It's good.
I like the direction it's heading.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't say that I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit
but I can say that I like the direction that it's going. Mm-hmm. But man, that's just it's just a young, funky malt.
I'll be interested to see what this looks like in a year. I think it'll definitely. Yeah. If the oiliness and the beautifulness of the nose can follow through in the palate, like the palate's good, but it's got too much oakiness for now. And I think that's the 5 gallon barrels. I think it'll be really, really good in a year. We'll see, and depending what size barrels are, which I don't know what they're using now.
Right.
Hopefully something bigger, at least 15s. I'm hoping. Maybe 30.
I think they skipped 15 and went straight for 53s, 52s.
Did they really? Oh, if they went to 53s, then
it's going to take forever.
Yeah, that's true. I guess we'll see. We'll find out soon enough in the next year or two. I guess we'll see what they have. So I think it's good. Like you said, it's going the right direction. I think it's good for the year. Is the amount of time that's in there, the 8 months to a year, pretty good. It's not a whole lot. I would say that I'm going to say that about most. And it's not because we like them or know them. It's just give us our honest opinion on it as far as I'm concerned. And, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's going the right direction. It's good. I like it for what it is. I guess we'll see what happens in the future.
Is it worth paying the money to help a small distillery make sure they keep on going? Yeah, absolutely, it is.
Exactly. Exactly.
Without question, it is.
And they're really good people, and it's a cool place, and we enjoy going there every time we go. So we might bias us, but as far as the whiskey also goes, we're going to tell you the truth because that's the way it goes here.
Amen.
And you've heard us rip on some serious things for sure. But yeah, we like the way it's going, and we'll see what happens in the future.
Yep. Don't you forget to hit that like and subscribe button and click that notification bell. Don't forget to check us out live on Monday nights. And until next time, keep on crusading for better whiskey in your glass. Cheers.
Yeah, you forget that's peated in the palate.
Yeah,
Like,
it's really,
that wasn't even a note I picked up.
it's a thread.
It's so small. It's
Yeah.
just fun. I really like the front of that palate. The back end is not so much.
So tonight, Sarah's actually going to drink this live with Emma. So I'm actually going to look forward to
That should be interesting.
watching. As for the people that are maybe watching this, you can go back and check the Whiskey and Lipstick live stream and check out my wife sampling this with their master distiller. She's not a big fan of peat, so that'll be very interesting.